It hasn't even been 48 hours, folks. 48 hours, and the billionaires, the hedge fund titans, the business owners who have kept New York's economy alive, they're already running for the exits. What happened? Well, Zoran Mamdani happened, the socialist darling of the radical left, just dropped what hedge fund legend Cliff Asness is calling a hydrogen bomb on the city's economy. This is a rent scheme that is so reckless, it is sending shockwaves through Wall Street and straight on down Park Avenue. Folks, phones at luxury real estate offices are melting down. Moving trucks are double parked in front of penthouses. Wealth managers, they're booking one-way flights to Florida faster than you can say tax hike. And the irony? Well, these are the very people who are paying for Mamdani's utopian promises. It's not just panic. This is a wealth revolt. In fact, the same city that once symbolized American capitalism has become ground zero for economic suicide. So buckle up, because today we're breaking down exactly how New York just triggered the biggest millionaire exodus in modern history under President Trump's watchful eye. Like, subscribe, let's get into this. Okay, so it hasn't even been 48 hours since Zoran Mamdani's so-called victory, and already Manhattan's money is in motion. Phones inside of luxury real estate offices, they're melting down. Hedge fund partners, landlords, and even small business owners, the very backbone of New York's tax base, are calling brokers, lawyers, and movers. Get this, the New York Post says they're freaking out, and this is putting it mildly. So when the people who create the jobs start scrambling for the exits, oh, you already know something seismic just hit New York. And the White House, President Trump's White House, has already taken notice. In a statement that just dropped this morning, officials said states must compete for investment, not chase it away. Not so subtle reminder that America under President Trump is open for business. But New York? Well, New York is sprinting in the opposite direction. I mean, you can already feel the disbelief that's pulsing through Wall Street. Decades of economic dominance, and now, under Mamdani's socialist banner, the financial capital of the world, it's about to torch its own empire. The panic isn't theoretical anymore. It is measurable, it is visible, and it's spreading fast. So then came the phrase that detonated across every trading floor: a hydrogen bomb. This is how billionaire investor Cliff Asness, founder of AQR Capital, described Mamdani's rent freeze plan, policy that was just so extreme, it instantly vaporized confidence in New York's markets. So within hours, Asness's comments went viral on X, completely igniting a firestorm of disbelief among fund managers, developers, and economists who understand how fragile urban capital really is. The plan freezes rent across rent-stabilized units indefinitely. Translation: government gets to decide what your property is worth, not the market. Doesn't sound like a good idea. In fact, hedge funds started running new models within minutes, and the numbers were ugly. Billions of dollars in potential write-downs, hundreds of thousands of jobs in construction and finance at risk. One analyst called it the spark that could light a decade-long capital flight. The dominoes have already started tipping, folks. Now, if you listen closely, you can almost hear the hum of private jets warming up at Teddenborough. And they're calling it the Mamdani migration. In fact, make no mistake, this is real, guys. Real estate insiders are already whispering that it's not just panic calls, it's contracts being canceled, checks being refunded, deals being torn up in real time. Wealth managers in Midtown are already saying that their high net worth clients are accelerating exit strategies. Look, translation: they're gone. Palm Beach, Florida, Naples, and Miami, Fort Lauderdale, they're buzzing with calls from ex-New Yorkers desperate to lock in a Florida address before the next tax wave hits. One luxury realtor called it 2020 all over again, but on steroids. So back then it was COVID lockdowns, but today it's economic lockdowns. And who's watching closely? Well, let's just say it is President Donald Trump. That's right. Trump's administration is already working with governors like Ron DeSantis to roll out what insiders are calling the Freedom Investment Corridors, offering incentives for companies and capital fleeing high tax states. So while New York punishes its producers, red states, they're preparing to receive them with open arms. Guys, this isn't just migration. This is a revolution in motion. Now, here's a secret. There is no one-size-fits-all Medicare plan, but most people never compare options, and that's where they lose. This is why I partner with Chapter, folks. They compare every Medicare option side by side so you can actually find the perfect fit. One of our viewers, she said, I thought all of the plans were the same. Chapter showed me that they're not. So let me ask, guys, do you want the same plan as everyone else, or do you want the plan that's right for you? Now, most people, they're already dialing that phone number right there at the bottom of your screen, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. Sometimes the website is a lot faster than calling, but I'll let you guys choose. And of course, course, the phone number again is 909-563-8279. But check out this comment that I just received from Cynthia. She said, "Thank you, Ron. Chapters saved me and my husband $230 yesterday." Okay, can I get an amen from you guys? So Mamdani's rent-free scheme, hailed by progressives as a victory for the people, it is now being described by economists as legalized theft. In fact, it doesn't just cap the rent, it caps ambition. Within 24 hours, property valuations in affected zones dropped. Some landlords called their banks, panicked that they couldn't meet loan-to-value covenants. Others quietly began panic selling, trying to offload buildings before new appraisals hit. The irony? It's not just the billionaires that are being destroyed. It's the small landlords. It's the retirees, the teachers who invested in duplexes for retirement income. So analysts warned years ago, you can't stabilize rent without destabilizing investment. And sure enough, look, financing is already freezing up. Developers are pulling back. Construction firms are shelving new projects, and lenders, they're whispering risk reevaluation. This isn't housing justice, folks. This is a confidence crisis. And as confidence goes, so does the economy. Mamdani, he may have promised stability, but what he delivered is a slow motion collapse. This is deja vu, New York City. You guys remember 2020 under Cuomo and de Blasio, the lockdowns, the boarded up storefronts, the endless DEI mandates? Yeah, definitely deja vu in New York. You see, back then, hundreds of thousands fled New York. Seriously, ask anyone who lives in the southern states, specifically Florida, how many people went from New York to Florida. That's part of why real estate prices went through the roof down there, but that's a whole nother story for another day. So under Mamdani, the same movie is playing again. Only this time, it's rated economic disaster. The people who once believed that they would outlast any storm have finally had enough. They watched their neighborhoods hollow out, their safety vanish, their taxes climb through the roof, and they're not sticking around for the sequel. President Donald Trump has called this the second great escape, and he's not wrong about it. In fact, with his pro-business agenda roaring back to life, red states are standing by like rescue boats, waiting for survivors of a shipwreck. CEOs are saying, "I'm done with funding failure." The truth is brutal. Every time Democrats double down on ideology, productivity walks right on out the door. In fact, Mamdani's win didn't ignite hope. It reignited the same slow burn exodus that has been draining the Empire State for years. Walk through Manhattan tonight and you're going to see the real cost of equity. Storefronts tagged with graffiti, attics collapsed on subway benches, sirens echoing through empty avenues, business owners whispering that they just don't feel safe after dark. Does anybody else not feel safe after dark in New York? Well, the same city that once bragged about being the safest city in America now looks like a cautionary tale. Mamdani just keeps on preaching about fairness, meanwhile ignoring the chaos outside of his own office window. Must be nice, right? Well, the city's tax base doesn't just fund his social programs, it funds the NYPD, the MTA, and of course, public schools. As high-income earners are fleeing the city, the foundation starts to crack. I mean, you can't fund utopia when your ATM machines are moving to Florida, right? People aren't leaving just for lower taxes, they're leaving for sanity. New York's tragedy isn't just economic, this is moral. And the denial from its own leaders, that is the final insult. It's the final slap in the face. The lights are still on, but the soul of the city is flickering out. Now, President Trump wasted no time addressing the chaos. Standing on the South Lawn this morning, he said very bluntly, "You don't build prosperity by chasing it away." Now, that one line right there, that kind of landed like a sledgehammer across every blue state capital in America. The Trump administration has already rolled out a national response. Freedom zones, incentivizing companies that are fleeing failing states like New York to relocate to low tax regions. This is a complete 180 contrast to Mamdani's message of punishment and redistribution. Trump's approach is rather simple. Reward productivity, not dependency. He's reminding the country that leadership means creating conditions for success, not driving it out of town with a megaphone and a mob. So the White House has been crystal clear about everything. Capital will flow where it's treated the best. And right now, it's leaving Manhattan and it's finding new homes in places that understand economics 101. So once again, Trump is proving that pro-growth policy isn't partisan, it's patriotic. New York's decline is the greatest vindication yet. Drop a 47 down below if you believe or agree with President Donald Trump. Now, landlords across New York, they're done. I mean, they're going viral on Rumble and TikTok. They're calling themselves unpaid business managers. One video is now making rounds showing this small-time owner saying, "I'm selling everything and moving to North Carolina." Anybody watching from North Carolina? Guys, let me know where you're watching from today. I'm tired of being the villain for providing housing. That's what they're saying, guys. That clip right there sums up the madness perfectly. The left demonizes landlords as being parasites, but yet they're the ones that are actually keeping the lights on and the heat running. So here's the reality. When landlords stop investing, buildings decay, neighborhoods collapse, they start looking like crap, and rents eventually skyrocket. I mean, you can't freeze rent while heating inflation up. This is clearly a recipe for disaster. So even Wall Street economists are saying it out loud. New York has declared war on math itself. And the saddest part, the people cheering the loudest for free housing, they're going to be the first to suffer when nobody's left to maintain it. Now, that's not compassion. This is clearly delusion dressed up as progress. Now, you work hard for your money, right? You save, you plan, and you hope that the system holds together. But ask yourself honestly, who's really in control? Is it you or is it really the Fed? Now, that question alone is exactly why I partner with Noble Gold Investments, because they're not about speculation. They're about empowerment. They help Americans protect what they've earned with physical gold and silver. This is actual wealth you can see, touch, and hold in your name. So when people take that step, they feel something that they haven't felt in years. Control. So this is why most people right now are calling Noble Gold at the phone number right there at the bottom of your screen at 877-646-5347, or they're visiting RonYatesGold.com to grab their free wealth protection kit. You can download that for free. Oh, and by the way, when you guys call Noble Gold, just tell them Ron told you to send you your free wealth protection kit, because it's not about timing the market. It is about taking back control of your future. And once you do that, you'll understand why so many people already have. And so while Mamdani's freezing rent over here, Florida's freezing taxes, and the contrast really could not be any sharper. So under President Donald Trump's revived America First economy, Florida has become the destination of choice for capital, creativity, and even common sense. Realtors from Palm Beach to Naples are saying that they're seeing the fastest influx of New York money since the post-COVID exodus. Developers who once called Manhattan home base, they're now bragging about zero state income tax, pro-growth zoning, and real freedom to operate. Even corporate leaders are taking sides. Look, even former Manhattan CEOs are publicly praising Trump's Freedom Zone initiative, calling it the lifeboat for the working wealthy. Meanwhile, Florida realtors, they are trolling New York in full-page ads reading, "Bring your business, leave your state tax behind." Oh my God, it is so funny. You can really feel the resentment and anger boiling over among those who are still trapped in the blue state grind. These are people who love New York, but they just can't justify funding its self-inflicted decline. And the message is clear. Go where your success is celebrated, not condemned. Hey, this is coming from an actual New Yorker. I grew up in New York myself, and I just couldn't take it. The math ain't mathing up there. And so here comes the fallout, guys. Fiscal watchdogs are already warning. New York could lose billions of dollars in income tax revenue by spring. The math is brutal. So when your top 1% of earners contribute half of your tax base, even a small migration becomes a massive fiscal earthquake. Fewer millionaires means fewer teachers, fewer cops, fewer city repairs, fewer everything. The irony? Mamdani's welfare expansion depends entirely on the same taxpayers that he's driving out the door. Economists call it a death spiral. The city raises taxes to plug the hole, which ends up driving more people away, which makes the hole even bigger. Rinse, repeat, collapse. That's what's happening right now. Infrastructure crumbles, schools face cuts, and the politicians that are responsible for this mess, they pretend that they're fighting for equity, but the truth is you just can't fund fairness when your financiers have fled. This is how empires fall, not with explosions, but with slow, stupid policy that eats the foundation from within. And so now comes the part that pretty much no one's ready to talk about. The middle class is getting crushed. The elites will move, the poor will stay, but the middle, like the nurses, the small landlords, the freelancers, they're the ones that are left paying the tab for Mamdani's revolution. Renters are cheering, they're cheering for the rent freeze like it's free money, but they're not realizing that their buildings will soon rot. Their heating bills will rise, and their landlords, many of whom are just average working families, they're going to lose everything. So New York's war on wealth has morphed into a war on reality. Too rich for help, but you're too poor to escape. This is what one caller called and told a local radio show this week. This is the sound of a city collapsing inward. The very voters who wanted fairness are now realizing that they voted for failure. And so what Mamdani promised as equity is turning into equality of misery. And make no mistake, the middle class is the casualty in this whole ideological crossfire. So here we are, folks, less than 48 hours in New York City, the empire built on ambition, it is running out of time. The same voters who mocked Florida as Trump country are now calling their realtors in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. In fact, the same politicians who preached compassion are now watching their tax base evaporate. And the same city that once symbolized the American dream is now the warning label on socialism's bottle. So you really just can't regulate your way to prosperity. You can't tax your way to fairness, and you can't demonize productivity without destroying progress. Under President Trump's leadership, red states are booming while blue states are bleeding out. And that's not just politics, guys. This is proof. When you attack the people who build, the whole system collapses. Zoran Mamdani, he may have just lit the fuse, but New Yorkers, they've handed him the match. The lesson? Never confuse compassion with competence, because once the money leaves, the city follows. Now, if you found this breakdown today eye-opening, please make sure to like and share and subscribe. It really helps us out against the YouTube algorithm. Comment down below, do you think Mamdani's policies are the final nail in the New York City's coffin? Or can the Empire State, the Big Apple, still turn it around under President Trump's America First economy? Either way, one thing is crystal clear. The flight has already begun, and this time, there ain't no turning back.